My dad thinks I'm dead. Okay, this should be interesting. Let's have a little look.
I'm not proud of what I'm about to tell you.
Oh no, here we go. It's not a good start.
But in my defense, I was only 14 when it happened.
He faked his death at 14?
My mom died when I was little, so it was just me and my dad. You'd think that would make us really close, kind of us against the world. But I don't think he ever really wanted to be a parent. He always had something more important to do than spending time with me. Of course,
so upsetting.
Of course, I tried everything to get my dad's attention. One time I got into so much trouble that the police brought me home. I hoped my dad would get angry or show
That's just what you do when you can't afford an Uber, right? You just get the police to drop you home. It's no biggie.
some sign of him being worried about me. But instead, he was just annoyed and told me I was an embarrassment. He also said I should sort myself out because I'd be an adult soon and would have to look after myself. I was so mad at him, but I tried one last thing to get his attention. I packed a bag with all the things I need to live on my own for a few days. Then I waited for a big storm, and when it hit...
It's really upsetting. He just wants his father's love and attention because his mother's passed away and he's not giving it. Work can be really horrible sometimes and take people away from their kids.
Went down to the beach with our canoe. Then I put a few empty pain pill bottles into the canoe and shoved it into the water. I let the canoe drift away to make it look like I'd fallen overboard.
Oh yeah, I thought he was running away.
Then I checked into a cheap motel using a fake ID. I don't really know what I was expecting to happen next. I wasn't even sure if my dad would notice I'd gone. 2 days later, I put on a hoodie and sunglasses and went to buy some food. When I saw the local newspaper, I couldn't believe it.
Missing? Oh, yeah, obviously he probably cares that you're missing.
The headline said, 14-year-old missing in the ocean. Apparently, hundreds of people were searching for me. They'd even sent out the search and rescue helicopters.
Oh my God.
In that moment, I felt so ashamed.
Surely he's gonna get prison
time. I never
time.
thought so many people would go looking for me. I just wanted my dad to show he cared. I didn't know what to do.
It makes me really think how many people would have faked their deaths. You know those bizarre cases where someone goes missing and you never see them again and you assume that they're murdered? Some of them would have been murdered. Imagine how many of them have done what this kid's done and just never come back.
So in the end, I just went to the police and told them what I'd done.
That guy's face.
Dad. But he wasn't happy to see me. All he could do was go on about how much trouble I'd caused him. I was very disappointed. And the next day, I left him for good. I never went back and never called him again. It's hard living on your own when you're 14. I had to lie about my age to get low-paid jobs, and life was tough for many years. Until I hit 18 and I joined the Navy. It was the best thing I ever...
I mean, at least it's a better paying job.
...ever did. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged. That I was surrounded by people who were family. I'm still close friends with most of the people.
I feel like the Navy and Army are really good for people who'd like to discipline growing up. It's kind of just a rework for them.
With me. Unfortunately, after a couple years, I broke my ankle badly and was discharged. Luckily, I discovered it wasn't too late to go to college. I found a cheap community college, which was all I could afford, and I graduated at 25. College changed my life. I met my wife Sissy there, and we have a daughter together.
Sissy. I feel like I'd be very uncomfortable having a girlfriend called Sissy. Hey, this is just my Sissy.
Married with a kid isn't always easy, but I tell my wife and child I love them every single day. I know how painful it is to live without feeling loved, and there's no way my daughter is going to grow up thinking her dad doesn't care. My childhood was tough,
but
it doesn't define me. Just because my dad didn't love me doesn't mean that I can't love my daughter and my wife. Thanks for listening to my story.
I feel like its dad potentially did love him. And just sometimes when one parent passes, it's hard for the other one, which isn't fair to look at the kid because it reminds them of their lover that passed. But it's really upsetting. His dad never went looking for him. It's crazy to think people have relationships like that with their parents. But that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.